Tom and the Enchanted Forest. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by deep forests and high mountains, there lived a young boy named Tom. Tom was a kind and curious boy with big blue eyes and a heart full of dreams. He lived with his grandmother in a little wooden house at the edge of the village. Every morning, Tom helped his grandmother with the chores. They would fetch water from the well, tend to the garden, and feed the chickens. Tom loved his grandmother dearly, and she always had wonderful stories to tell. She often spoke of the enchanted forest that lay just beyond the village. "Remember, Tom," she would say, "the forest is magical. It is full of wonders and mysteries, but it can also be dangerous. You must never go there alone." Tom listened to his grandmother, but his curiosity grew stronger each day. He longed to see the enchanted forest with his own eyes. One bright morning, as he was fetching water from the well, he decided to venture into the forest. He knew it was against his grandmother's wishes, but the urge to explore was too strong to resist. With a small backpack filled with some bread, cheese, and an apple, Tom set off towards the forest. As he entered the woods, he marveled at the towering trees and the sunlight filtering through the leaves. The forest was even more beautiful than he had imagined. He walked deeper and deeper into the woods, listening to the chirping birds and the rustling leaves. After a while, Tom came across a narrow path. He followed it, and soon found himself in a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a large, ancient oak tree. The tree had a massive trunk and branches that seemed to touch the sky. At the base of the tree, Tom saw a small door. It was a tiny wooden door, just big enough for a small creature to pass through. Tom's heart raced with excitement. He knocked on the door, but there was no answer. He gently pushed it open and peeked inside. To his surprise, he saw a spiral staircase leading down into the ground. Without thinking twice, Tom stepped inside and began to descend the stairs. The staircase was lit by glowing mushrooms that lined the walls. At the bottom of the stairs, Tom found himself in a cozy underground room. There were tiny chairs and tables, shelves filled with books, and a fireplace with a pot of soup bubbling over it. Suddenly, a small voice spoke up, startling Tom. "Who are you?" the voice asked. Tom turned to see a tiny, old elf standing by the fireplace. The elf had a long white beard and wore a green hat and a red coat. "I'm Tom," he replied. "I didn't mean to intrude. I was just curious." The elf smiled kindly. Curiosity can lead to wonderful adventures, but it can also lead to trouble. "I'm Elwyn, the keeper of this enchanted forest." "What brings you here, young Tom?" Tom explained how he had always been fascinated by the stories of the enchanted forest and wanted to see it for himself. Elwyn listened patiently and then said, "Very well, since you are here, let me show you something special." Elwyn Elwyn led Tom through a hidden passageway that opened into a breathtaking underground garden. The garden was filled with glowing flowers, sparkling streams, and colorful butterflies. Tom couldn't believe his eyes. It was like a dream come true. "This is the heart of the enchanted forest," Elwyn explained. "It is a place of beauty and magic, but it must be protected. Only those with pure hearts can enter here." Tom felt honored to be in such a magical place. He spent the entire day with Elwyn, learning about the forest and its secrets. Elwyn showed him how to speak to animals, how to find edible plants, and how to stay safe in the woods. Tom felt like he had found a new friend in Elwyn. As the sun began to set, Elwyn said, "It's time for you to return home, Tom. Your grandmother will be worried." Tom nodded, realizing that he had been gone all day. Elwyn led him back to the spiral staircase. "Remember, Tom," Elwyn said, "the forest is always here, and so am I. But you must always respect its magic and never take it for granted." Tom thanked Elwyn and promised to be careful. He climbed the stairs and emerged from the oak tree just as the last rays of the sun were disappearing. He hurried back to the village, eager to tell his grandmother about his adventure. When Tom reached home, his grandmother was waiting for him at the door, looking worried. "Where have you been, Tom?" she asked, hugging him tightly. Tom told her everything about his journey into the enchanted forest, meeting Elwyn, and seeing the magical garden. His grandmother listened with wide eyes and a soft smile. "I'm glad you're safe, my dear. The forest is indeed magical, but it is also very special. I'm proud of you for finding it and for respecting its magic." From that day on, Tom visited the forest often, but he always remembered Elwyn's words. He became a protector of the forest, helping Elwyn whenever he could. And in return, the forest shared its wonders and secrets with him. Tom grew up to be a wise and kind man, known throughout the village for his bravery and love for the forest. And the enchanted forest remained a place of beauty and mystery, protected by those who understood its magic. Tom's adventures became the stuff of legends, passed down from generation to generation, inspiring young hearts to be curious, brave, and respectful of the wonders of the world.